Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Retro Classified Beachhead. And that's right, I know everyone's already done the review on him. I know I'm late to the party, and I'm okay with that. And I know what they say, if you're not first, you're moody. But I've been waiting for this one. I was never a Beachhead fan as a kid, but he's really grown on me. So we're going to take a look at this. We see the artwork here, very similar of what we had when we were a kid in the 80s. We have the figure, we have everything that you can see. Now, I'm not a big fan of how big the bubble is. I don't need to see everything in the blister, right? You could have hid some stuff. You don't need to show everything. I just think it takes up way too much space. But it's not the worst thing. I mean, it's pretty good. Nice, thick card. We got the 5L file card. 5L. The 5-language file card. This is a Hasbro thing. This is something that, we've all complained about. I'd like to see them put it digitally up there. But they are starting to do File Card Friday. So hopefully they'll get to it. We got the cross-sell on the bottom. And I'm going to say this again. They really should put the file card on the bottom. And then put the figures up here. And don't feel bad. Put Gung Ho, Baroness, Destro, Mickey Mouse, Cobra Commander. Make it look like you have a whole bunch. You actually do. So there's no reason why they didn't. I really wish they would have. It would have made it look better. So we're going to take a look at this figure. We're going to see if this is going to make you retire your Cobra Island beachhead. We're also going to review it compared to the Cobra Island beachhead. And of course, the retro beachhead. We can't leave that one out. So anyway, let's get into this. But before we do, take a second. If you like this type of content, you like G.I. Joe, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a G.I. Joe video. Now let's get to this. All right, so we got him out of his plastic prison. You can see behind I got two classified beachhead, one that I've kit bashed to make him look way better, and then one, I actually put them back together. I will not keep the Nerf guns on them or the beret on them. But, so the first thing we're going to get here is the G.I. Joe stand. You guys know my feelings on stands. They're useless. Learn how to stand your figures, you won't have that problem. All right. A lot of reuse on this, but not that that's a bad thing because overlays, paint, that is what makes a figure. And G.I. Joe has been doing it forever. Hasbro's been doing it forever. So quickly we'll take a look at it. We have his explosive pack, right? Now this does come with Snake Eyes. I don't know where it's at though. It's somewhere floating around. So this is the same one that comes with Snake Eyes. Again, nice detail on it. I forget exactly what it's called. I shouldn't because someone yelled at me in the comments when I did the Snake Eyes because I called it by the wrong thing. Either way, it is an explosives pack, so you know. Now, he came with one, and we'll show that off later on. He comes with his backpack, which, if I am correct, this is the same backpack that we got with the Cobra Island one. So, we all know how this looks. I really thought this was really good. I remember looking at the original, or the first classified, the Cobra Island one, and it's really when I started noticing how close they were really coming, taking cues from the original O-ring. So you got some arrows right there. I'm still not sure what this is. If you know what this is, it looks like it's supposed to be a rocket launcher, the top of it, but I don't know why you would have that because it looks like there's a cable to it. It looks like he's got a flashlight in his backpack. Looks like there's probably a grenade back there. It's got a couple pouches on it. So this thing does look really nice. And then we have his tiny crossbow. Now, once again, they did green. All right, so it's going to kind of stick out there. Nice little detail. It's a little soft, but not that bad. So this just plugs right in like that. And it's going to stay on there. You don't have to worry about that coming off. Next, we have his, they gave him these two smoke grenades or concussion grenades. I don't want to get this wrong because I got yelled at about that too, that these are not grenades. These are smoke bombs. Actually, they're called concussion grenades or smoke grenades. So I was right no matter how you looked at it. But anyway, there they are. Now, the ones that come with him, you can see they put a little bit of paint on it along with uh, a little bit of numbering. So it does add a little to it. These are just plain in black, but be careful because you're going to end up losing them. He has two knives, one with the green handle. They got the silver blade, so it does look nice. And then we got a smaller one, black handle. And it looks like they thinned it out a little bit. It is fairly sturdy, so it's not bad. This one here is really thin, but I think this was one of the older ones. But the paint on it looks really good, so I'm not going to complain. Then we got the pistol with the extended magazine. Now, I always loved extended magazines, but I have to admit that when they are holstered, they kind of get in the way. So it's not the worst thing. It's not going to be a huge complaint of mine. I think the pistol looks really nice. All right, you got your port for blast effects and or the suppressor. So the suppressor is just going to kind of pop right in there. All right. It's fairly straight. Probably have to straighten out a little bit, but it is kind of soft. I'm not going to lie. And then we come to his gun. And this is probably my biggest gripe, that if you're going to do retro figures, you really should give their classic guns. All right? So that is a huge gripe of mine. Now, to start off, I will say that I like this attention to detail, that the magazines that are on his plate carrier are gray. So they gave him a gray one here, so it's going to match. Now, this is Airborne's weapon. We've all seen it before. It does feel a little bit sturdier, perhaps, or maybe just because I don't use Airborne's. But this comes with Firefly and Airborne. The suppressor does come off, and then I think it looks really odd. Suppressor goes back on. You have the removable magazine. As you can see, it's green. They just painted that gray, which I'm fine with. Detail is pretty nice. I don't think this gun is the worst, but it's not the best. And it is a complaint, but... wait, what is that? Hold on. What is this? Oh, look what I got here. A Mark II Toys Beachhead's gun. If you don't know, Mark II Toys has done a couple weapons packs where he threw in a few weapons. Maybe there's an Airborne's weapon in there. But there is Beachhead's gun. And you better believe he's going to be using this rather than this. And I'll compare them all. So let's quickly take a look at the figure here. And this is pretty much a repaint of Snake Eyes, which is also Stalker, which I believe is also Grunt. It is a great buck. And no big deal. Other companies do this. Valaverse does it all the time. Obviously, Masters of the Universe does it. Mythic Legions does this. You reuse the buck so you can get money out of it. So, quickly, we'll take a look at this guy. Look at his articulation. His head can look up that far, and then it can look down. His neck does kind of move back and forth. We got the T-pose here. The bicep swivel. Double pinless joints. Wrists that are going to move back and forth. I'm not heating this guy up. Again, though, it is in the 90s here in Michigan. All right, because you have the big plate carrier, the ab crunch is only going to be so good. That's an unfortunate trade-off where Snake Eyes doesn't have it. Grunt actually does. The Grunt that's sitting over here doesn't because it's custom. All right, it does turn side to side. We get the Jean-Claude Van Damme. Thigh swivel. Pinless knees. And then we got the boot cut ankle rockers. So again, they're going to reuse these bucks the same as Marvel Legends does. And I have no problem with it. All right. So quickly, we'll take a look at the design of this figure and see how it looks. So quickly, face sculpt looks good. Paint looks great. Don't have eyes that are all over the place like we've seen on some figures in the past. Some of the retro O-ring figures that they did. Nice color balaclava. We have the magazines that are right across his plate carrier. This, which I did not know till Lenny talked about it with the Cobra Island beachhead. This is his beret, right? Here we have his 75th Ranger Airborne logo. I believe that's what it is. If I'm wrong, just yell at me. Someone will. Nice design all the way to the cuffs. You got the little pouches up on his biceps. I know people are really going to like the fact that he doesn't have floating thigh holsters. It doesn't bother me when they have it, like Snake Eyes over here. What does bother me is when it does start to sag down. It's sometimes an issue. This, we won't have to worry about it because it is connected to the belt. Now, with the belt being separate from the plate carrier, it does allow him to, I guess you can move him up. The plate carrier just kind of move up a little bit on him. So you can move his waist. I was wrong. All right. Looking at the plate carrier, again, got some pouches right there. There's his belt with a few pouches right there. Nice little grenade that's there. Holster. Put the suppressor there. All the way down. Camouflage pants. We got the knife on the boot. Boots look really good. You can see the nice shoelaces and everything. So, all right. So let's arm this guy up. Let's compare him to Classified, and then we'll do the big reveal to compare him to the O-ring, because I know that's what a lot of you are here for. So, quickly, take the pistol, throw it in there. It should stay. Now, this is what I'm talking about. You already have the grip that's going to be sticking out, but the extended magazine really sticks out a little too much. So when you're doing shots, it just kind of is more of a sore thumb. All right. There's that. We'll take gray knife, which goes up here. Green knife, we'll throw down here. Oh, that is a really flimsy knife, as you can see it bent. The grenades are just going to go anywhere, so I'm not even going to throw those on right now. Here we go. We're going to throw this on. And towards the end, we will we'll put this, I believe it is a wasp, on him. All right. So we're going to take this gun, which is better than what he came with. Not a big fan of the green. I will admit that. So I'm going to open his hand. And if you need to, I should do a short little video on this. For these trigger fingers here, they do not cut them far enough. So take your razor, and before anyone says, oh my God, be careful. Listen, you're not going crazy. All you have to do is take this and slowly move it back and forth till you have more of a trigger finger, and then your trigger finger sticks out a little bit more, and you don't have a problem getting that in there. That's what she said. God, I wish I could do a Steve Carell so I could. All right, so this is my kit bashed beachhead with the load-bearing backpack, whatever it's called, from Balaverse, a arsenal of Pew Pew's M4, and then I put the suppressor from the Winter Soldier on here. He just looks way better. There's no way to, I don't know, there's something I really like about that figure. All right, so quickly taking a look, we got the beret that sits right up there. Now, I believe these are the same face sculpts. So we can quickly take a look at it. So they look like they're the same face sculpt. So that means if you really want, you can throw the beret on the balaclava, and it's fine. It sticks on it, no problem. All right. So we both get a green gun. This is the worst gun ever made. Actually, I take that back. It's not the worst gun ever made. But what this does remind me of is in Batman: The Dark Knight, when he shoots those little explosive like little explosive things across in Japan, I think it is, and explodes the stuff. That's what that reminds me of. All right. So all in all, looking at these, you can see they're not the same at all. Same face sculpt. They where there's padding up here, they put the Joe Pro on here. You're supposed to have magazine pouches, and they did something very similar. I do think that this this plate carrier is pretty nice on it. He's got the little pouches up there, obviously pins. And then we have the backpacks, which are the exact same. Arrows or the crossbows are just slightly different. But they did make some subtle changes. But very close to a modern version. But here's what y'all want to look at, right? Is this guy. And how well does he come close to this? So this here, I do not believe it's explosive. I believe those are magazines, right? Now it looks like there's supposed to be 8 magazines on it. This is the explosive pack. But I'm glad they gave it to him because now you can recreate this. And as you can see, mine is actually broken. I'm going to remove this. Quickly, we can take a look. So here is the, I think, Wasp that it came with. And here's the Mark II toys. Tell me that is not a great edition of it. So if you don't know about Mark II toys, you can go ahead, check them out. Mark, number 2 toys. Order these packs. They're actually pretty cheap. You get them on his website. All right. So here we go. We got the magazines right on the front, the same. The pouches are more prevalent here. There's this beret that's on his shoulder, which I know everyone... I don't think most people knew that. To be 100% honest. Here we have the drop-down holster. Now, they didn't give him a gray gun. I'm okay with that. And they kind of left out the explosives. I think those are explosives right there. Same black boots. Look very similar. You have a very similar camouflage to it. We got the knife on the boot here. And then up here, we have the gray knife. And this is, God, I thought this was great for some odd reason. Even though I literally just pulled the thing out. So you get the knife on the side. And when you look at the head sculpts, they are very close. All right, I think they did a great job recreating it. Oops. Even the holster here, or not the holster, the piece that runs over the plate carrier, they recreated that also. Back, same thing. Now they gave him the little grenade, which like he has right there. So they do a great job of recreating that. And I'll take a look at the backpacks again. So he does have this umbrella, or whatever it is. But even here, like they made it more like a tubing here. But it connects here. I have no idea what this is. So someone please let me know. The crossbow, you have the flashlight that's there. You get the arrows, which are right over here. 2 little pouches. You get the piece that hangs down. So they did a wonderful job of recreating this all the way back when they first created the classified line. I know a lot of people don't like to think that. They hated the classified line when it first came out. They hated this. They hated that. They didn't like the shin guards. They didn't like this. You know, complaints, complaints, complaints. I actually like the stuff. I was able to change the weapons. So, here we go. Now, we have this wonderful figure with this not so wonderful gun. Now, is everyone going to run out and grab a different weapon? I'm not sure about that. This thing is so soft. Even though I said I think it's a little bit better. But these figures are pretty easy to pose. There he is quickly. Just like that. Got the backpack on them. Can we get them up on 1 foot? That's always the question. Usually don't have too much of an issue. Get them on 1 foot so you can do different poses like that. Actually, that's a pretty decent stance, to be honest. All right. Gonna take these explosives, throw it over here. Now I do have where I have it. I'll get rid of it. I usually have on this guy a Valaverse pack, just so it gives a feel to it. With snake eyes, I needed to put this around the load bearing a piece here. You can take these and you can kind of just pull this little piece off, right? And then you just kind of throw them on here. But be careful, you will lose these. These little things are going to be worth the money 20 years from now, if that's what you really care about. We could probably put them down here. So you can kind of latch them wherever you want. Put it on the belt if need be. But you're probably sitting here waiting, God, I've waited all this long. Let's see the other gun. So we got our nice gray gun. A little bit different color than the magazines, but not the worst in the world. And look at this. Nice, stiff weapon. Beachhead here. Throw it up here. Let's pose him into one little on his knees here. No problem there. That easily you can get them posed. I really like this gun. Really like the way that it looks. Oops. No problem there. God, I guess lots of problems, huh? So I think this looks really good. I like this figure. It really hits the retro feel, the look of it. Now, I was asked, hey, you talk about what doesn't work. Now, I complained a lot about the shin guards. I don't really hate the shin guards. What I hate about them is the movement that you lose, right? So this is as far up as they go. It really makes it difficult to get them in some walking poses, just some stances. It'd be nice to have this move up a little more. So now, with the new regular boots, their feet go up this far. It definitely makes it easier. So you kind of get them in a walking position like this. It's easier to do the moonwalk, right? Everyone loves doing the moonwalk, right? Just don't be like Michael Jackson and do little things with kids. You can do the moonwalk with this. So I like this that much more. Again, I don't really hate the shin guards, but I know a lot of people do. But if you want to recreate a wonderful retro beachhead, I really think you're going to have to order this Mark II Toys. I would drop a link to it in the description so you can run over there and shoot him a message. Say, hey, you know what? Punk with Toys, he sent me over here. He said, come get this. Oh, also, I want the pack with the Airborne because you really need the Airborne gun. I ain't going to lie about that. That one just makes it that much better. Unfortunately, Airborne's not up here. Or else I'd grab it and show you. All right, there you go. Let's wrap this up. Okay, so my final first thought on this retro beachhead is he's great. They really hit the feels with this one. Like I said, the only complaint that I can have is that they didn't give him the proper weapons, and that is a complaint that I have with the retro figures. You want to do retro, take some of the money away from other parts to give them the proper weapons. And that goes for Snow Serpent, the Eel, and obviously Beachhead. But I can't complain too much. Like I said, Mark II Toys, I'm able to get it. No problem. It's gray. It looks good if that's what you want. But all in all, this is just a really good military figure. I think it can fit in any era of any type of modern military. So if it's something that you like, if this is what you've been waiting for, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I know I'm not. And like I said, this buck may be the best buck that Hasbro has done for the G.I. Joe line. All right, so there you have it. That is your retro Beachhead. Um, yeah, I didn't like Beachhead as a kid. I don't know why, but as time went on and I became an adult, I really do like this figure. I think he's absolutely awesome. This is such a good buck. This may be the best buck that they've made. Um, it is so good for the G.I. Joe figure, for any type of military style figure. So anyway, this will be available. I will leave a link in the description where you can get it on Amazon and or Hella Dope Toys, I believe, has it or will have it. I think it's still on pre-order, or Entertainment Earth. Okay, but go ahead, get this figure. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. It's going to be hard to be disappointed, but the one thing that you do need is you do need his actual weapon, which is from Mark II Toys. It's not 3D printed. It is mold injected. So anyway, we will get this. I will drop a link to that also, so you can go to Mark II Toys, order this. I believe he still has them on his website. So again, cool little pack. Go ahead. I'm going to get out of here. Before we do, you know the social media is A Punk with Toys on Instagram. Go ahead, hit that subscribe because it feels so good. The Facebook group page, Punks with Toys, because what? Once you join, you're a punk with toys. Now I'm going to get out of here. But you know what? You stayed this long. Take a second, because you like G.I. Joe content. Hit that like button. Hit that bell notification. Hit that subscribe button. I said it out of order, but I don't really care. But I'm going to get out of here. But what I am going to do is up here, I'm going to leave you my last G.I. Joe Classified video, which was the Shockwave. And down here is going to be the whole playlist of all the G.I. Joe Classified I've done. Take care.